And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Board of County Commissioners Board meeting for Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. If you'd like to join via conference call to listen in, the phone number is 360-252-9020, and the PIN number is 1234. I am John Hutchings, the chair of the board. Also present is Commissioner Gary Edwards. Vice Chair Commissioner Ty Menser is excused today. We have County Manager Ramiro Chavez and Assistant County Manager Robin Campbell and Amy Davis, the clerk of the board. And Ramiro, I don't see anybody else but the 3 or 4 of us, or 5. Anybody you see that I'm missing?
Yes, we have county staff is going to be presenting the items for you this afternoon.
Wonderful, okay. Thank you. So with that, we're going to begin with the, I'm calling the meeting to order, and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Gary Edwards.
Okay, remotely, we'll try to get this done right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. With that, is there an approval for this afternoon's agenda?
I would move to approve the agenda for Tuesday, August 25th, 2020.
And I second that motion. So it's been moved and seconded to approve today's agenda. Any discussion?
No, sir.
No. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the board meeting minutes?
Yes, I move to approve the board meeting minutes from August 18th, 2020.
And I second that motion. Is there any discussion? Any amendments or changes, corrections?
No, sir.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries again. That takes us to item number 1 on the agenda, which is the opportunity for the public to address the board. Some speaking guidelines, please introduce yourself when you come to the podium, and including your name and where you reside in the county. Address the board, not the audience or staff. Please, if you haven't done so already, please silence your cell phone or phones. The board does not respond or make comments except on a needed basis. The county manager will follow up with specific items. Speakers are limited to a total of 3 minutes to address the board, and your time cannot be donated to another person. The board reserves the right to restrict a person's opportunity to address the board for good cause. No comments, please, that are lewd, offensive, inflammatory, hateful, defamatory, discriminatory in nature. Please, we ask you to be respectful. No comments that are commercial in nature, for example, for promotion for a for-profit business. All materials provided to the county may be subject to public records, may be considered public records, subject to public records upon request pursuant to the Public Records Act, Chapter 42.56 of the RCW, and remarks about pending land use permits or similar matters that could eventually come before this board are not appropriate either. And you want to talk to Ramiro about electioneering?
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. For those members of the public who are planning to provide testimony today, I will ask them to refrain from making any comments that can be considered as electioneering.
Thank you for that. So what I'll do is I only have 2 folks that have signed up on the sign-in sheet, and then Ramiro will check anybody on the phone and see if anybody has zoomed in. So the only 2 that have signed up, the first one is John Pettit, and the second is Terry Ballard. And before you begin, you'll track the time because I can't see or hear the timer.
Yeah, we have the time going, Commissioner.
Great, thank you.
Good afternoon, commissioners. I have a certain thing which I'll be requesting you to consider in a moment, but I will prelude my comments to let it be known. And I am amazed that during this COVID time, Thurston County apparently this last month received the highest amount of sales tax by more than $200,000 than any month in the last year and a half. All of the concern about having low revenues is obviously coming clear that that's never been a concern, and I'll encourage people to go back and re-amend Amendment 4 as to eliminate that and re-put the money back into the sheriff's office, not to defund the police. Now, the issue which I'm going to bring to you is that this particular meeting, I think you have a wonderful clerk of the board now. She's brand new and fresh. But under some circumstance, it ended up that the agenda, which is required by RCW 4230.00077, requires that the agenda of each regular meeting of a governing body available online no later than 24 hours in advance of the published start time of a meeting. This, through some incidental process, did not happen, and so therefore, while you can have a meeting, you just technically can't take any action in the meeting. In other words, making decisions on different agenda. So I am going to encourage you not to do that. Otherwise, it is a violation under the Open Public Meetings Act. I emphasize this because, as you know, we've had issues before about open public meetings and notices and such. And it's not personal. It's just there's a lot of people out there that would be entitled to the opportunity to review what your agenda is and whether they have an interest. I might be one of the very few that actually pay close attention, but you have some really important issues that everybody's entitled to know about. So I'm going to suggest that before you go forward with taking any actions, you'd have your county manager, have the prosecuting attorney make a statement as to whether or not you can proceed forward without having had the agenda posted 24 hours ahead of time. Thank you very much.
And Terry Ballard.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name's Terry Ballard. I live in Tanglewild. I'm a 35-year veteran, combat retired veteran with over 29 years towards active duty retirement and found 100% disabled non-combat. I never engaged in live fire myself, but did see the destruction of war and the mutilation of which will most likely haunt me and others for years. I have viewed plenty of meetings at home, and I find the manager's legal opinion interesting. But how come you never verify his legal opinion with the county prosecutor's representative, who is beholden to the county prosecutor? If you wish to be directly responsible for the county manager's legal opinion, I suggest you reread RCW 42.20.040, which is false reporting. I'm here today about a letter that I sent the commissioners on 13 May that was requested for information concerning RCW 73.08 Veterans Fund, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on about 60 self-proclaimed veterans who are not verified as honorably discharged. Sounds as exclusive as spending over $198,528 and just over $70K for personnel and over $46K for professional services. Transfer of $14K and using this exclusive fund to supplement your home consortium fund is another question. I thought this was an individual fund. I'm tired of seeing this abused. Pierce County even came out with a thing to help out veterans with their rents and help out honorably serving veterans, discharged veterans, with their rents and the need for the COVID-19 virus. I see that we're giving we're giving the same opportunity now to everyone. So why are we spending more time on homeless than the actually honorable veterans who have served? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Romero, we see if there's anybody else on the phone. I don't know if there's anybody else that has zoomed in that would like to make public comment.
For those individuals who have joined us via conference call, if you'd like to provide public testimony to the board this afternoon, please unmute yourself. You have 3 minutes, and please state your name and where you reside in the county. No, sir.
All right, and there's nobody else on the Zoom,
No.
I presume? Okay.
Can I give you this 13-May request that I already sent to commissioners?
Thank you, sir.
That takes us to item number 2 on the agenda, which is the county manager's update following up on citizens' issues.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioners. I'd like to follow up to a couple comments you received that today from Mr. Pitt as well as Mr. Ballard. Let me begin with Mr. Ballard's comment. He is absolutely correct. Myself, as a county manager, is not in the position to provide legal opinion to the board. Any particular matters that I have stated to you related to an RCW or anything else has been in coordination with the prosecuting attorney. They have provided to me via email, and for the most part, I read their legal perspective. So I am not in the position to provide legal opinion. I have not provided legal opinion to the board. And again, any related legal matters has been coordinated with the prosecuting attorney. Which leads me to Mr. Pettit's testimony today related to the illegality of this meeting. He followed up with an email we received today at 11:29 this morning, where he attached a picture of the website where we post the agendas. In here, we have a date dated August 18, 2020, that is the date in which the website was updated. But I don't think Mr. Pettit clicked on the actual current Board of County Commissioners agenda where he can find the agenda posted for today's meeting, which we posted last Friday, available to the public. Also, he cited the correct RCW, which is RCW 42.30.077. And Elizabeth allowed me to highlight portions of that, and that is halfway through the RCW that it states the following. Nothing in this section prohibits subsequent modifications to agendas nor validates any otherwise legal action taken at a meeting where the agenda was not posted in accordance to this section. And that is included on the RCW that Mr. Pettit included on his email to you this morning. So,
Per your legal opinion.
That's all I have for you, and it's not a legal opinion. I'm just reading what Elizabeth sent me via email.
Thank you, Romero. That takes us to item number 3 on the agenda, which is the consent calendar, consent items A through E. And is there a motion?
Yes, I'd move to approve federal fiscal year 2020 Emergency Management Performance Grant, COVID.
That'll be Commissioner. It'd be a motion to approve all the consent items, alpha through echo.
Yes, I would move to approve the consent items A through E. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, sir.
I just saved you a lot of air.
Yes, you did.
Your time. I second that motion, so it's been moved and seconded to approve items on the consent calendar A through E. Any discussion on any of those?
No, sir.
Nope, me neither. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you. That takes us to department items, and the first one is 4A, extend the interlocal agreement for a Comcast franchise.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. I'm Robin Campbell, Assistant County Manager. And this afternoon, I'm asking you to extend an interlocal agreement with the cities of Lacey, Tumwater, and Olympia, where we have joined forces in negotiation with Comcast for a franchise fee. So this interlocal agreement just extends the collaboration between the cities to negotiate with Comcast.
All right, Commissioner Edwards, any questions?
I don't have any questions. We've covered this adequately, I believe.
And neither do I. Is there a motion, sir?
Yes, sir. I'd move to approve amendment number 2 of the interlocal agreement with Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater, extending the interlocal agreement through December 31st, 2020.
And I second that motion. Is there any discussion?
No, sir.
I just have one question. The description is extend interlocal agreement, but the motion says extending the interlocation agreement.
Location. We will,
Typographical adjustment?
yeah. We will
A
make
Scribner
the
error.
change. Thank you for catching that.
That's just a Scribner error. So with that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you. 4B, extend professional contract services with Kissinger and Fellman.
Yes, so the contract for the negotiation, the county contracts with Ken Fellman, who is an attorney with expertise nationally in negotiating with cable companies. And he works closely with our prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Thunheim has appointed him as special counsel to work with the county on this. We've been in negotiation with Comcast for about 2 years now and are hopefully coming to a conclusion. But to get there, we need a little more of Mr. Fellman's time, and the amount of money is shared between the jurisdictions under the interlocal agreement that you just approved.
Okay. Commissioner Edwards, any question of Robin or discussion about this?
No, sir. I think she covered everything.
Okay, is there a motion?
I would move to approve amendment number 2 to extend professional contract services through December 31st, 2020 with Kissinger and Fellman PC to finalize franchise negotiations with Comcast for an amount not to exceed $157,730.
I will second that motion. It's been moved and seconded to extend professional contract services with Kissinger and Feldman. Any discussion?
No, sir.
No? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. 4C, COVID-19 related offsite courts operational space.
So this is a lease with a four building that's about 2 blocks from the campus that will be used by Superior and District Courts to conduct jury trials. We currently have courtrooms that are not large enough for jury trials under the current COVID-19 social distancing requirements. The Superior Court has said that they will be able to hold 1 jury trial a week in our current location, whereas normally they hold 3 to 4 trials a week, and that is creating a backlog. So to improve access to justice, we will be using the Coronavirus Relief Fund to pay for renovations to the building so that they are adequate for courtrooms and safe for public and staff and inmates who will be at the trials. The ongoing cost at this time is anticipated to be paid from the general fund, but this is necessary to be able to start up trials again under the current social conditions.
Commissioner Edwards, any questions of Robin?
No, I might make one comment that the reason this is limited to the city of Olympia when we tried to find a building is under state law, Superior Court must conduct its business in the county seat. Is that right, Robin?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
And thank you for that clarification. I might also add the expense involved in this also includes a 2-year lease. We tried to get a 1-year lease wherever we went, and not only the city limits of Olympia limited us, but finding anybody that would do nothing short of 2 years was rather difficult as well.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. And I had a nice conversation with Superior Court Presiding Judge Eric Price this morning, and they have a considerable backlog in jury trials, and they're starting them on Monday, the 31st. And they're going to do that here currently, which is going to be logistically tight. They're going to work it out with social distancing, but they're excited about having this place, the additional courtrooms built as soon as possible to alleviate this backlog and get people their time in court. So with that, is there a motion?
Yes, sir. I would move to approve a 2-year lease with MJR Development for District and Superior Court for COVID-19 related off-site operational space, and authorize the Assistant County Manager to sign the lease for an annual cost of $468,000 for the first year with a 3% escalation rate for subsequent years.
And I second that motion. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the COVID-19 related off-site court operational space. Any further comment or discussion, Commissioner?
No, sir.
Yep, me neither. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You're welcome. Agenda item number 5 is Central Services Bid Award Project 25576 for Emergency Services HVAC replacement.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is Mariusz Kowalewski, Project Manager for this project. I'm asking for award of contract, which was presented by lowest bidder, and it's in amount of $350,171.35. This is including sales tax and 10% of contingency. The project is using capital budget reserves. It's end of life cycle of existing system, and we're providing much more efficient, compact split unit solution.
Thank you, Mariusz. Commissioner Edwards, any questions or comments?
No, sir. I think we've covered this.
All right. Is there a motion, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I would move to award a contract not to exceed $350,171.35, which includes the base bid, a Washington State sales tax, and up to 10% contingency for the Emergency Services Center heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, HVAC. Replacement. Project number 25576 to Crescent Mechanical Incorporated of Auburn, Washington, and authorize the Assistant County Manager to sign the contract and any change orders due to unforeseen conditions only, not for changes in scope that do not exceed 10% contingency.
Second that motion. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the bid award for project 25576 for HVAC replacement. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you, Mariusz.
Thank you.
That takes us to agenda item number 6, CPED. That's the Community Planning and Economic Development. And this is advancing acceptance of Puget Sound Energy Conservation Easement. Hi, Chris.
Thank you. Christina Chapeau with Community Planning. Today I present to you a conservation easement from Puget Sound Energy. They had presence of the Mazamapaca gopher, which is a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act, observed on several areas where they need to do ground disturbing activities in order to complete projects for safety, reliability, and modernization of the utility system here within Thurston County. PSC is the grantor and has worked directly with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to develop a habitat conservation plan in order to obtain a federal incidental take permit. As part of the HCP, there is agreed upon mitigation, which is a perpetual conservation easement of 70.41 acres across 13 parcels owned by the grantor, PSC. PSC has requested Thurston County hold the conservation easement as a cost-effective means of protecting the covered species and suitable habitat while allowing PSC to develop and maintain the necessary energy infrastructure. As holder of the easement, Thurston County is obligated to complete an annual inspection of the area covered by the easement to ensure compliance with the terms. PSC shall provide a fee to Thurston County for the service. This item meets Strategic Initiative 7, 8, and 15. And that is all. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Commissioner, any questions of Chris?
No, sir. I think she covered that earlier this morning and did a good job.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Yes, sir. I would move to accept and hold a conservation easement from Puget Sound Energy covering 13 parcels totaling approximately 70.41 acres.
And I second that. So it's been moved and seconded to accept the Puget Sound Energy Conservation Easement. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
Nope. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
6B, service agreement with the city of Tumwater for project review.
Hi, this is Mark Beaver with Community Planning. This is for an interlocal agreement between Thurston County and the city of Tumwater for review services by the county hydrogeologist, Kevin Hansen. Some of this work has already been completed, but we have this contract to go through the end of December of this year in case there are any additional comments or any additional information that comes in regarding this project. This is one of the projects that's in the city of Tumwater, but it is in the Salmon Creek Basin planning area. So there are issues there with flooding and stormwater. So the city has asked our county hydrogeologist to weigh in on this as a third-party review. So this contract is between the city of Tumwater and Thurston County for the ongoing rate of about $199 an hour, which is the market rate for Mr. Hansen's services. And so we would ask the board to approve this interlocal agreement.
Commissioner Edwards, any questions of Mark?
No, sir. Covered this morning.
All right. Is there a motion?
Yes, sir. I'd move to approve the interlocal agreement between Thurston County and the city of Tumwater for project review by the county hydrogeologist.
And I second that. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the services agreement with the city of Tumwater for project review. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All right. I would just say thank you, Mark. Say this collaboration with the city of Tumwater really is a big compliment to Thurston County that we're able to use, and they're asking for our services of our hydrogeologist, Kevin Hansen. This speaks to the caliber of employee that we have with the county and the collaboration we have with the cities. I'm happy with this. Very happy. So it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, commissioners.
That takes us to agenda item number 7, information technology, setting a public hearing for the IT security performance audit. And we got Dennis.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Dennis Osorio, IT Director here at Thurston County. In 2019, the IT department engaged Washington State Auditor's Office to review the county's technology security, in partnership with the Washington State Auditor's Office. And our IT staff, we reviewed all of our policies, procedures, practices, architecture as it relates to the security of the county systems and networks. This audit has been completed. It's very comprehensive. It has provided the county IT staff with valuable recommendations of industry best practices to improve the overall security. Part of this audit from the state auditor's performance audit is to have a public hearing set to discuss what they did and what we fixed along the way. So as part of this, I'm asking that we can set a public hearing. We mentioned a little bit earlier, it won't be in great detail as far as findings go, but we will be talking about frameworks that we used and some of the industry standards that we're aligning with as a county. And we're asking to set this public hearing on September 15th, 2020 for 3 p.m.
Thank you. Commissioner Edwards, any questions of Dennis?
No, sir.
Okay, nor do I. So is our motion.
Yes, I would move to set a public hearing for September 15th, 2020 for 3 p.m. or as soon as thereafter as the matter may be heard in room 280, building 1 of the Thurston County Courthouse, 2000 Lake Ridge Drive, Southwest, Olympia, Washington, to accept public comment on the IT security performance audit provided by the Washington State Auditor's Office and released on August 20th, 2020.
Second. So it's been moved and seconded to set a public hearing for the IT performance audit, security performance audit for September 15th, 2020 at 1500 hours or 3 p.m. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
And thank you, Dennis. As you said, or Robin said earlier, this is a really high level overview of the audit. We're not giving away any secrets.
Absolutely.
That'd be irresponsible. So thank you for that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks.
Agenda item number 8, Public Works, temporary closure of the Reeder Road Southwest. Who do we have popping in?
Who do we have from Public Works?
Hi.
There we go.
Bill Richardson, Associate Civil Engineer with Thurston County Public Works. Public Works is requesting a temporary road closure of Reeder Road from 500 feet south of Beaver Creek to the end of the county road on the north side of the creek. This authorization would allow the road to be closed between September 8th, 2020 and January 29th, 2021. This will help ease the construction process. Reeder Road is a dead-end road with no homes on the north side. The adjacent landowners all have alternative access to their properties. They've been notified and the closure will be advertised in the paper. So I'm here to request that the board move to authorize the closure of Reeder Road 500 feet south of Beaver Creek to the end of the county road for September 8th to January 29th, 2021. Answer any questions if you have any.
Commissioner, any questions?
No, sir.
Nor do I, Bill. Go ahead with the motion, please.
I would move to approve the resolution authorizing the temporary closure of Reeder Road from 300 feet south of Beaver Creek to the end of the county road north of Beaver Creek for up to 137 calendar days from September 8th, 2020 through January 29th, 2021.
So, and I second that. It's been moved and seconded to approve the temporary closure of Reeder Road Southwest. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Thank you, Bill. 8B, of course, this is the, it's sunny out, so you Public Works folks are just very busy. 8B, approved project prospectus and local agency agreement for Pacific Avenue Safety Project.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Keaton Porks-Kashani. I'm with Thurston County Public Works and Associate Civil Engineering. I'm here recommending the obligation of federal funds for Pacific Avenue Safety Project. In 2019, a mid-block crossing study was performed and 3 intersections along Pacific Avenue were identified for the addition of mid-block crossings. These improvements are crucial along this road for both pedestrian safety and mobility. We have received federal funding from 2 sources for this project: the Highway Safety Improvement Program at $315,000 and the State Transportation Improvement Program at $475,000. This totals up to $790,000 of federal funding for this project. We recommend moving to authorize the Director of Public Works to approve and sign the project prospectus, local agency agreement, and any subsequent supplements and administrative changes associated with the obligation of federal funding for the Pacific Avenue Safety Project.
Thank you. Any questions, Commissioner?
No, sir.
I have one, Kevin. Pacific Avenue and which 3 intersections for the public consumption?
The 3 intersections, there's also a map located in the attachments, will be Lake Louise Road, Seahawk Street Southeast, and Ranger Road Southeast.
What was the last one?
Ranger Road, or Ranger
Road.
Drive.
Okay, got it. Ranger Drive, got it. All right. So is there a motion, sir?
Yes, sir. I would move to authorize the Director of Public Works to approve and sign the project prospectus, local agency agreement, and any subsequent supplementals and administrative changes associated with the obligation of federal funding for the Pacific Avenue Safety Project, CRP number 61518.
And I second that. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the project prospectus for CRP 61518. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
Nope. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you, Keevan. 8C, contract award for the Rita Road Bridge in conjunction with 8A. Bill's back.
There we go. Yes, so Bill Richardson, Thurston County Public Works. The bid opening for Rita Road Bridge was held on July 30th. We received 8 bids. The low bid was submitted by SB Structures LLC in the amount of $1,423,467.60. This project is removed the old structurally deficient rail bridge across Beaver Creek on Rita Road. We're going to be replacing it with a 73-foot precast concrete single span bridge. This project is 100% funded by the Bridge Replacement Advisory Committee program, BRAC program. I'm here today to request that the board move to award the contract for the Rita Road Bridge to SB Structures LLC in the amount of $1,565,814, which includes the 10% contingency on the contract. I can answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you. And this funding comes from where?
The BRAC program, Bridge Replacement Advisory Committee, so the federal program.
Very good, the BRAC. Okay. Commissioner, any questions of Bill?
No, sir. Went over this one well, too.
Yep. And a motion, please.
I'd move to award the contract for the Rita Road Bridge, CRP number 61510 to SB Structures LLC in the amount of $1,423,467.60 to authorize the Director of Public Works to execute the contract and any change orders for this project due to unforeseen conditions only, not for changes in scope. Up to 10% of the contract, $142,347.60, or an aggregate of $1,565,814.
Second. So it's been moved and seconded to for the contract award for the Rita Road Bridge. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
No. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Thank you, Bill. 8D, contract award for Jones Road guardrail installation.
It's also me.
Yep.
Bill Richardson, Associate Civil Engineer. On August 6th, the Public Works held a bid opening for the Jones Road guardrail installation job. 2 bids were received. The low bid was M2 Industrial Inc. with a bid amount of $42,380. This project is to install guardrail to the approaches of a newly constructed bridge on Jones Road. Construction funds are fully funded through the REAP program. So I'm here to request that the board moves to award the contract for the Jones Road guardrail installation to M2 Industrial Inc. in the amount of $46,618, which has the 10% contingency. And I can answer any questions if you have any.
Commissioner, any questions of Bill?
No, sir.
All right. Is there a motion?
Yes, sir. Move to award the contract for the Jones Road guardrail installation, CRP number 63013, to M2 Industrial Incorporated in the amount of $42,380, and to authorize the Director of Public Works to execute the contract and any change orders for this project due to unforeseen conditions only, not for changes in scope, up to 10% of the contract, $4,238, or an aggregate of $46,618.
I second that motion. It's been moved and seconded to contract award for Jones Road guardrail installation. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
Nope. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you, Bill. 8E, contract award for the 2018 Highway Safety Improvement Program. Kevin.
Yes, I'm recommending the authorization of the contract to construct the 2018 Highway Safety Improvement Program. This program includes the replacement of 8,000 feet of substandard guardrail along Little Rock Road in Wattle Creek, the installation of 3,000 feet of new guardrail along Tono Road, and the installation of 5 miles of rumble strip along Rainier Road. On July 30th, 2020, we received a total of 4 bids for this project. The low bidder was Coral Construction Company at $868,888. This total will be 100% federally funded through the Highway Safety Improvement Program. We recommend moving to award the contract for the 2018 Highway Safety Improvement Program to Coral Construction Company for a total amount of $868,888, and to authorize the Director of Public Works to execute the contract and any change orders for this project due to unforeseen conditions up to 10% of the contract.
All right, Commissioner, any questions, Kevin?
No, sir.
Nor do I. And is there a motion, sir?
I would move to award the contract for the 2018 Highway Safety Improvement Program, CRP 61501, to Coral Construction Company for a total amount of $868,888, and to authorize the Director of Public Works to execute the contract and any change orders for this project due to unforeseen conditions only, not for changes in scope, up to 10% of the contract, $86,888, or an aggregate of $955,777.
I second that. It's been moved and seconded for a contract award for the 2018 Highway Safety Improvement Program. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Kevin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That takes us to item number 9 on the agenda, and the commissioners report back on our work sessions and assigned committees and what we've done over the week. And let me see, I'll start with you, Commissioner Edwards.
Okay, well, mainly my week consisted of working the McKenna rest home area, where that is going to be changed to a release center and treatment center for newly released inmates. And the community is quite upset about it because they don't feel there was adequate notice to the public, and that maybe it doesn't fit because we don't have adequate services or transportation out in McKenna. And McKenna is about 100 feet into Pierce County. So it's outside of Thurston County, but it still affects the Thurston County residents. And that's why the concern. Yet to be determined what's going to take place there. And the other issue is water quality, mainly with Black Lake and Long Lake at this particular juncture. So I'll just let it go at that. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. My week consisted of sitting for, I think, 4 hours on the governor's task force on independent investigations of police use of force. I attended a 2.5-hour regional housing council with the cities of Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, and Mayor J.W. Foster from Yelm, represented all of South County. We had a Zoom meeting with I had a Zoom meeting on Friday that I chaired with the Lacey, Olympia, and Tumwater mayors and Thurston County staff. Attended a WASAC, that's the Washington Association of Counties, COVID-19 update. And on Monday, yesterday, I had lunch with a constituent. He had purchased at a fundraiser, lunch with a commissioner. And so we went to lunch in Olympia. He came all the way up from Rochester, and we had a lovely, it was about 2.5 hours we spent talking about a host of issues, and had a real nice lunch at a local, not a chain, but a local restaurant in town. And then had a meeting this morning with Judge Eric Price, the presiding judge, and took a call at lunchtime before this meeting with the Mayor Bob Shaw from Rainier on a city project in Rainier that they're looking to put forth. And that was the extent of my week, and a ton of emails and constituent phone calls interspersed with all of that over the last week. So with that, I am turning to Ramiro Chavez, our county manager.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let me walk you through your combined schedule. Commissioner Minster is out of the office this week on a well-needed vacation. And the really is pretty slim calendar where you and Commissioner Edwards are together this week. You may have individual appointments on your individual calendars, and those will not be part of my report. So for the rest of the week, there is nothing on your combined schedule. And moving on to Monday, 31st, likewise, there is nothing on your combined schedule. And then you'll come back here on Tuesday, September 1st, 9 in the morning. Well, you'll be having your regular agenda setting. You will be reviewing the agenda for the Board of County Commissioners of September 1st. And also you will have a preview of the agenda for September 8th. September 8th is the day after the holiday. Traditionally, the Board of County Commissioners meeting is canceled, but I would like to have a conversation later on whether you like to hold that meeting or not. That's all I have for you.
All right, thank you. Let me see here. Commissioner Edwards, do you have anything for the good of the order, sir?
No, but I could go to item C if you'd like.
Sure, item C. Go right to it. There's nothing further for this board. This meeting is adjourned.
Okay, thank you, sir.